Okay, everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today we have another video that we are going to be reacting to. This one is actually from Seth the Programmer's YouTube channel, but from what I understand, he's doing this with Swag Kage, and we have reacted to Swag Kage before. This one, as you can tell from the title of the video, is going to be discussing a certain character from Dragon Ball Super that you could say a lot of people were not really a big fan of this character. And I'm sure this isn't going to be controversial at all. I'm sure I'm not going to probably get a bunch of comments on a bunch of comments where it's just a bunch of screeching or whatever. But who knows? Maybe I'm one of the lucky ones and I'm not going to get any of those comments. So let's just go ahead and watch the video. Let me just go ahead and put my headphones on. Okay, there we go. Let me check the volume. Everything's good. And play.
Hello everyone, it's your host Seth the Programmer, and today we're going to be talking about more of like a narrative perspective on
on Dragon Ball. Talk about why Dragon Ball Super fucking sucks. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people seem to defend a lot of things in writing. A lot of people seem to call me like an apologist because I support power scaling the series, and I try to explain and extrapolate scaling. So they're like, "Oh, well, you're just like being an apologist for its bad writing," and I'm like, "No." Yeah, they're paying me while striking our videos. Yeah. Dragon Ball, for the most part, it's like this like brawlic, chatty slugfest of characters beating each other up. That's how most people look at it, but longtime fans, they do like analyze the series from like an objective standpoint, and there is effort and a lot of thought put into Dragon Ball.
Not much, but yeah, they're used to.
They write scripts, they do planning, they throw ideas at each other. They reject some things. There's obviously planning in the series. There's obviously writing to criticize. Now, Super is a lot different because Super is like the interpretation of what of what Toriyama wanted to say. It's they're trying to interpret what Toriyama wanted with just vague, ambiguous notes. And I just wanted to make a video saying I do not support that. Kale and Kefla are fucking stupid, and I'm going to prove this. So Kale
yes, they are.
Example
They're
of what
fucking
to
stupid.
Dragon Ball Super's writing. And with me today, I got the boy Swag Kage. You probably heard him memeing in the background. And
let's go,
brother.
Seth and I are both incredibly sexist, obviously. The big point of the main point of evidence is that we don't like to animate characters who happen to be female. So obviously we just hate all women. It's that's just how it is. But in all seriousness though, so I don't pay much attention to Dragon Ball Super. Like a lot of people, they say the whole meme like, well, if you don't like it, why do you watch it every week? So I was just like, all right, you know what?
Yeah, just drop it.
So I dropped it a while ago, but I do keep tabs on it, and I pay a little bit of attention to all the big stuff. And I kept hearing all these people talk about these girls, Kale and Kefla. And I was just like, okay, so they're going to be these girls in the Tournament of Power. They're probably just going to be like,
that's what we all thought.
They don't even know how to go Super Saiyan yet. Yeah. Goku's going to take them out. It's going to be just like when Vegeta thrashed Kaba, and that it'll just be nice, easy. Universe 6 will get shit on, maybe Hit will do something, but that'll be it. And then it turned out that they learned how to go like Super Saiyan in like a fucking day, and like Gohan, this like super mega Gafooble prodigy, took a year of training in the Room of Spirit and Time to do it. Well, it didn't take him a full year, but it took him a while. And like there a lot of go ahead.
And a lot of PTSD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of PTSD. Like he just felt like shit. Like he actually was beating the shit out of himself mentally. He's just like, man, I fucking suck. I'm such a cuck. I suck at everything. I can't help anybody, and that pushed him over the edge. Everybody had to have these like really good like core character moments where they felt in crisis or they felt like they needed to go Super Saiyan. And then Kale, Kefla,
just does it. She just does it. No effort.
Like,
no need.
Excuse me, Swag Kage, but Goten and Trunks, they just pulled it out of nowhere. Goten and Trunks did it as a bit like a meme. They did it as like a meme. Like it was just a complete joke. It was a gag. Toriyama even said himself he wasn't taking much of the boo.
Yeah, he said it himself. He wasn't taking the show seriously.
They were a joke character, and that's why they don't really do a whole lot more in Dragon Ball Super, because
even now they're not doing anything because it's like
it doesn't really feel like compromising the
integrity. It's like if you think about it, Goten and Trunks were never meant to be like serious characters. I mean, he even said it himself. Like it's just Toriyama did it as a joke. He did it. Sorry if you can hear that. That's my phone. Toriyama himself even said it like it was supposed to be a joke over the fact that first Goku went Super Saiyan and then Vegeta went Super Saiyan and now Gohan went Super Saiyan, and then of course you have Future Trunks, and so people started making jokes like, oh well, Super Saiyan doesn't really feel special anymore. I mean, so many people have it. Again, I'm sorry if you can hear that. So yeah, that was always meant to be a joke. Like, he was never meant to be taken seriously. Like, why else do you think Goten and Trunks aren't really doing much in the series? Because Toriyama never intended for them to be like main players in the story. At least that's what I'm assuming based on reading the manga. I mean, again, this is I always hated when people use the this excuse of, well, Goten and Trunks did it out of nowhere, and they never even think of, again, the context of what Toriyama was trying to convey through his through the manga, through the story. It's just it does get tiring after a bit.
Integrity of the narrative just for more funny gags, I guess. That's why Goten and Trunks aren't doing anything. But he does feel like compromising the integrity of the narrative just so some cool fights can happen or something, because Kale and Kefla going Super Saiyan is taken completely seriously. Unlike Goten and Trunks doing it for a joke, it's just like, oh yeah, no, this is totally okay. The fact that they get the transformation. Everybody's like, well, tingly backs, that's actually
oh my god, the tingly back
the
shit.
Emotional core. And in Japan, the Japanese culture, like karate and shit, and it's like, like Kung Fu Panda, he could probably go Super Saiyan 3 if he wanted. It'd be totally justified. And I'm like, look, the thing about the tingly back, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. She can tap into the part of her body that's like linked to her emotions.
But even then,
does that just mean she can like just force herself to get pissed off? And it's
that's
like,
not how it works.
Like, she can force herself to be put in like such a dire emotional state that her body brings out its latent power and makes her go not just Super Saiyan 1 but 2 in one day. Are you kidding me? Like, what? It's fucking retarded. Yeah.
And here's something I really want to bring up. Kefla and Kale, they put on some Potara earrings and they're able to fight Ultra Instinct Goku.
Dude,
Goku,
that
the
was
guy that's trained with Whis.
That was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
By the way,
she shouldn't have even been able to fight
Vegito.
God Goku. Like that, even that was a stretch.
Okay, let me repeat that. Blue Vegito couldn't kill Merge Zamasu. Jiren is stated stronger than anybody they've ever fought before, and Ultra Instinct Goku is able to start making. He's able to start.
He was able to
Jiren,
fight him at least.
So like he was confident that he could fight him. Clearly stronger than Blue Vegito. Maybe you can argue that, like, if you really want to, but fucking Seth's made a whole video on this, as a matter of fact, talking with Chuck about it.
It's just suppressed Jiren.
We can watch that if you guys want to.
Right. So, and Kefla is like fucking matching this Blue Vegito plus level fighter at like Berserker Super Saiyan 2. Are you fucking kidding me?
And making him stronger than he was versus Jiren.
Right? Like...
Yeah, and it's just, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And, you
they don't even have God Ki.
No.
Yeah, you have to think about it.
They don't even have God Ki. If they went God and then Blue, like, imagine Ultra Instinct Kale or Kefla. They would, and imagine if they had all the training that Goku and Vegeta had. They would be fucking
they would be insane.
Invincible. They'd be like shitting on Whis.
And it's like Goku's stated to be this prodigy. He does all this legendary shit. He gets this legendary form, goes Super Saiyan God. He does the ritual. He then does a form that surpasses like the gods of destruction. And it's like, what did these girls do? What did they do? They just fucking got, they tingled their backs and they put on some earrings. It's like, okay, by that logic, Super Vegito should be able to slap, fucking Ultra Instinct around now. And it's like, no, like Blue Saga,
that's not happening.
Blue Saga Super Vegito is not slapping around Ultra Instinct Goku.
Yeah.
It's completely illogical. And here's what I was trying to get at. Imagine, okay, if Goten and Trunks are comparable, imagine if Goten and Trunks fought Super Vegito, and they put on their, not even Super Vegito, Super Saiyan God Goku, okay?
Yeah.
Fought Super Saiyan God Goku and Battle God.
In base!
Yeah, in base. And took him out with Potara earrings. Like, Goten and Trunks just put on Potara earrings, and they take out Super Saiyan God Goku, or push him to the utmost limit. That would be retarded. It does not matter about their gender. Now we need to get to this sexist thing real quick.
No, but Goten and Trunks are exactly the same as Kale and Kefla. It's a one-to-one comparison. They are identical.
That's the fighter that Beerus was looking for.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, Goten and Trunks, lore-wise, are bigger prodigies than Kale and Kefla. I can prove that. Not only is it stated that they're like these ultra prodigy half Saiyans, but they went Super Saiyan on accident.
Yeah, they did it on
didn't need any
accident.
back tingle training or anything. They literally just did it naturally.
Goten was Super Saiyan and he couldn't even fly. Like that shit's funny, dude. Like if you don't think so, fine. Feel free to get mad at it. But the thing that like you said, it's not a one-to-one comparison. It's like if like I don't know what their Patara name would be, but if that Patara fusion just went up to Beerus and started fucking like making him go all out, it would probably be a bit of an issue.
Unless it was a meme. But
yeah, well, if it was a gag and like then yeah, maybe. I think that would still be
that'd be a little over the top even for a gag, yeah. It would ruin the narrative.
Like, oh, you're just getting rid of an enemy.
It would probably
by using a joke, you know.
It'd be like Rayleigh versus Beerus. Like Beerus, just like narratively, he's just not affected by
he's not affected by the gag.
Something like that. No.
Exactly like that. Yeah, I mean, no, like you were just saying though. Let's get back to the thing how you were like, it's not sexist, because that's the
oh god, this was so fucking stupid.
There's like a prejudice against Kale and Kefla because they're both girls, and I'm one of like the biggest anti-Kale and Kefla people out there. Like I don't like either of them. I fucking hate the characters. They're bad.
I can't fucking stand
them.
I
don't really think I could say I don't like these two in many more ways. So I'll just get to my point. It has nothing to do with sexism. I like Videl.
Yeah.
I like Android 18. I like Chi-Chi. I like Bulma. They're all
like we all like these characters.
And like I don't like Kale and Kefla, so like what's the issue with that? Oh well, maybe Swag, you just have a problem with the girls being on the front lines of the battlefield. You have a problem with them fighting evenly with Goku. And I mean, like,
hell no.
You want to tell me that? Sure, that's fine. But I thought when Android 18 gave Vegeta and Future Trunks like this gargantuan beatdown, it was a pretty cool scene. Oof. I think that's one of the best scenes in the series. You know, it just like takes Vegeta down from his pedestal he felt he was on after going Super Saiyan, and just makes him realize he isn't shit. And it's because a girl, a woman, the same gender as Kale and Kefla, presses him and just takes a shit on him. And it made sense. Dr. Gero was scared to let the androids out. You know, like, it was just because they were so powerful. They had been built up for a while. Trunks said they like devastated his future. He couldn't do anything. They were stronger than Frieza, so there was a precedent set for them. Kale and Kefla just show up. They're like these base form Saiyans who had never heard about Super Saiyan before. They learn how to go Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 in a day. Kale gets her fucking Broly mode. Then they go to the Tournament of Power and fight Goku, who we have seen train for fucking eons. And like they match it like base Kefla.
Just like that. No need for any training. Just no need for any of that. Just go ahead. Give her the insane power, because that's very compelling.
Was like even with Super Saiyan 2 Goku, despite he had a goddess in space.
Yeah, she had to build up to it, but she just like gradually built up to his level, which was ridiculous. But he was like fatigued.
Yeah, and here, the main point that I'm trying to get at is all of this shit. It's just the signs of a bad character. It just says Mary Sue all over it, and I think the fact that people are cutting them slack and acting like there's nothing wrong with either of them is more sexist than calling them bad characters, because you're cutting them slack because you think they're cute, you like the fact that they're girls or whatever. Like, people like Kale and Kefla a lot more because they think they're adorable. That's the praise that I see a lot.
I guarantee
all the fan art
it.
of them is them being cute together. You know, I see a couple of like pieces of fan art where people draw them looking all like badass and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you can like vouch for me here that it's nowhere near as prevalent as
it's very
just,
sexual for the most part.
Like the sexualized art and the art of them being like cute together. You know, that's what you most of the time see, and that goes to show that the appeal of these characters is that they're adorable and they also happen to be powerful. That's why people cut them so much slack. If they were guys with the exact same personality, like you had this one really annoying loudmouth saying,
I guarantee you, most people would have hated him.
And then you just have this like
even the people who defended
Chadcock album transformed.
People who defended Kale and Kefla, if they were guys,
as a matter of fact,
not the same.
You've got male.
Yeah, there it is.
Nobody
There's proof.
Him, so.
Well,
some people do
like
him.
Like objectively. So he's literally male Kale too. Yeah.
Yeah, but people like Kale and people don't like Broly. Like, this is the reverse.
Well, okay, see, here's the thing. The one thing that I will say is that people do like Broly, but the thing is, even the people who do like Broly are willing to admit that he's a poorly written character. Like, even people who love this character are willing to say like, he's not really the best character. Like, a lot of people are willing to admit that I only like him because I think he's cool and I thought he was badass in the first movie, at least. Not so much in the second and third movie. Especially the third movie. The third movie sucked. So my only question is how come people who like Kale and Khalif, like again, no one has a problem if you like these characters. The problem that people have is when you constantly trying to say that no, they are well written characters, and you keep making these fucking excuses as to how they can do this when you just refuse to admit that they are poorly written characters. It's like this is the one thing that separates the Broly fans and the Kale and Khalifa fans. Kale and Khalifa fans is that Kale and Khalifa fans like them, but they still try to convince, I think mostly themselves, that they are well written characters when in reality they're not. Whereas the Broly fans, I'm sure there's like a small minority who believe that Broly is a well written character. Now I don't agree with that personally, but the majority of the Broly fans, at least one half of them, the half that likes him, are still willing to admit that yeah, he's not really the best written character, but they still like him. Whereas the other half don't like him and they also say that he's a poorly written character. But you don't get that for Kale and Khalifa. I don't get why that is.
Of what people are trying to say. They're not liked because they're girls. Like, no, they're definitely more liked because they're girls. Like, I don't like asserting my opinion this aggressively, but I honestly think that this is the truth. People give them a lot more credit than they deserve because they are girls.
And it's like, I mean, you can give examples of really good girls.
Yeah,
in,
Saber.
like,
People love Saber
as well. And it's like, personally, if you want to call me a sexist, then it's like, then why do I defend girl characters like Sakura or stuff like that? It's like,
yeah, no, you're like one of the biggest Sakura stands on the planet.
Yeah, I'm literally one of the biggest people that defend Sakura. I'm literally one of the people that drive the point that she was like Kage level, like all this.
Right.
Yeah. So I've defended that kind of thing. It's like,
as a matter of fact, who do you think wins? Like right now on air, Sakura versus Raikage. See, no, that's all you need. The fact that you don't
I think
know,
Raikage wins.
And everybody memes on Sakura and hates her. You're clearly not sexist. Like if you just actually hated women for being women, you'd just be like, no, Sakura, she has no chance. Fuck her.
Yeah.
And that would be it. But you were like, well,
I had to think about it. Yeah, I was like trying to.
Despite the fact that people would jump you for saying that Sakura is Raikage. Exactly. Point proven. Now you continue with what you were gonna say.
Yeah, and it's just like, there's just a lot of great, girls in fiction. Like, for example, like the Phantom Troop members.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, Pakunoda alone, fantastic character.
Pidu's actually my favorite Hunter x Hunter character. I'm not even actually gonna.
Although Pidu, I mean,
you can make the argument, well, Pidu's actually
genderless
because the ant thing.
That's
but Pidu's drawn like a girl, has the behavior of a girl, so you can safely call Pidu a she. I think Aluka is great.
Aluka too.
Has this power that you could.
Dude, this is I love this. Is a perfect example. For all of those fucking people who say that, do you guys remember all these fucking people, whether you find them on Twitter or Instagram, who say that, oh, anime needs to be more inclusive or whatever. Here's a perfect example. And remember, this is from the 2011 anime, but the manga itself was written, I think the chapter that was released that had Aluka in it was released all the way back in like the early 2000s, I think. Because I know Hunter x Hunter started in like the late 90s. And well, I guess you say it's more accurate to say, considering with all the breaks, you could say maybe in like the mid 2000s, maybe late 2000s. And remember, Aluka is a boy. Aluka is a boy, but likes to get addressed as she. Right there, and yet no one makes a big deal of it. She was just there. And look at that, I'm even using the preferred pronouns, what these fucking weirdos love. And perfect example, right there. Anime and manga has always had this. So to all those fucking weirdos, do not ever listen to them. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They only just got into manga, and they've only ever watched, let's say, Dragon Ball or One Piece. They never actually got into manga or anime. Just fucking idiots, these people.
Take as like Super Mary Suish, right? Yep. Basically, she can grant any wish,
and she's one of the most powerful characters, at least so far.
And then she pawns off consequences based on like the intensity of the wish, right? Like if you wish to become a millionaire, the consequences of the wish are gonna be crazy. But if you just wish for like a glass of water, they'll be small or whatever. And so like basically, if somebody wishes for like $1 million, and then the person she decides to ask for like payment in return for that either chooses not to do it or can't, and like everybody they've ever known die immediately. And that's crazy. That's super overpowered.
It's like a really good way to write overpowered characters.
Right. But because of the fact that Aluka has no control over this, and it's just so well presented and well written, I don't have a problem with this. And Aluka's just like this cute little... Well, actually, Aluka could be a boy, could be a girl. The gender is once again like Pidu up in the air. But... because sometimes it's referred to as she, sometimes they're referred to as he.
Yeah, he seems to like that with like Kurapika as well. Like,
yeah, but regardless, you know.
Yeah, Togashi is. Here's the thing. I don't know what it is with Togashi, but he has this tendency where he draws, like, let's say male characters like very feminine looking, but there are also female characters that he draws kind of masculine looking. I don't know what it is with Togashi and his art style, but I don't know. I think it kind of says something about him.
That's the main point I'm trying to drive home.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly, personally, I think that there's.
Okay, so they just brought up like the genders up in the air. No, I think if I remember correctly, it's been confirmed that Aluka is a boy, but likes to dress up in girls' clothing and likes to be known as Killua's sister. Because if you remember, Kaluto, who's Killua's brother, also does the same thing, dresses up in women's clothing, likes to be referred to as Killua's sister. And I think it's been implied that the only reason why Kaluto does this is because Kaluto's jealous of Aluka and all the attention she gets from Killua, and Kaluto wants the same thing. So it's, again, this was just what was implied in the manga. And I think, I remember that. So yeah, again, Togashi's been way ahead of the curve for a long time, and it's not just him. Multiple other manga authors and animes have done this. All you have to do is just a little bit of research. Just these fucking idiots have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Powerful girl characters, like in
people just want like strong female.
Yeah, people loved
Wonder
Woman.
In Thor Ragnarok, there's an example, like the Valkyrie chick in that movie. She
Oh,
has
God.
no personality.
I
She's
hate
just
her.
like, I'm a strong female character.
Tessa
and it's
Thompson,
like
Jesus
Rey
Christ.
from Star Wars.
Oof.
It's just like it seems like
I beat Kylo Ren and fucking.
it's just like I don't have a problem with the fact that they're female. I have a problem that these.
I beat a
people are
guy trained by
intentionally
Snoke and Luke
throwing them
Skywalker.
in there, and they're in fact.
And I have never
mistreating
even
them
picked
as
up a
character.
lightsaber.
If
Jesus.
anything, they're mistreating.
We don't
these
need to
female
get into
characters
that.
by just making them powerful for no fucking
Mhm.
reason, just to appeal to the fact that there's a strong girl in Dragon Ball. That's fucking retarded. That's actually sexist. Like that's actually.
I don't think it's that over in Japan because they don't really have.
Yeah,
this
they
whole,
don't
like,
really have that.
Yeah, they don't have that Western thing. But
Yeah, thank God.
But so I think it was just Toriyama being dumb.
I think it was just bad writing.
You know, they just have to be strong, and he wasn't really thinking about powers. With all the other
Yeah,
examples,
I think it was just
it's
plain
just
bad
people
writing.
Trying to write strong female characters that they seem inclusive, and it's you mentioned Sakura earlier. She's a really good example of this. Kishimoto actually sort of delves into the idea of like gender roles in Naruto in part 1.
Yeah, we
because
saw
Sakura
that
was a super girly girl.
in
like,
part
she's
1.
focused on being
Not so much in
pretty.
part 2.
One of the sound ninja she fights in the Forest of Death, even she's just like, oh my god, like you fucking shampoo your hair, you take all this care of it, and you can't fight for shit. What a pussy. And it's like he examines that and he shows that it is possible for you to end up as a damsel in distress. And Sakura realizes that she's doing it to herself, and she doesn't want that anymore. So she trains her ass off with Tsunade.
after chopping her hair off.
Yeah, after chopping her hair off, and she goes from this total bitch to training her ass off with Tsunade and being borderline to above Tsunade level by the end of the war arc. That's a good way to show female character growth, right? She starts off as this very generic, I'm just this little princess, I can't do anything, I need these boys to save me, to being really strong. Now, it would have been better. This would be a better example if she ended up on the level of Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, that would have been better. Or if she did maybe Slug Sage Mode or something like that.
But that said,
the fact that we want her to be stronger says something too. But
oh yeah, no, because clearly I'm sexist. I hate strong female characters. I just want all of the alpha males to be thrown down and no girls allowed. I have a sign that says no girls allowed on my
girls are always to
door.
be inferior, clearly.
Yep.
And then
I don't sit at the lunch table with girls at school, They can't play Beyblade with me. They can't play Bakugan with me.
I'm your little pillow fort. But the final point I want to bring home is, what Dragon Ball character, in your opinion, if they were a girl, would be acceptable? instead of a guy.
Zamasu.
Zamasu, like legit, like if Zamasu was a girl, it'd be like perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that does seem a bit sexist to say. Like, you know, all of these really annoying, negative, like whiny character traits would fit better on a girl. That does seem a bit like, you know, prejudice to say. But I just think, like, this really bitchy, like, alpha bitch, bitchy, okay, that was redundant. I just think that this really bitchy, like, alpha cunt, like, this queef bag of a woman who thinks she's better than everybody because she's divine would work a lot better than this, like, angsty teenage boy. The thing that, like, Zamasu was supposed to be. You know, I would like the character better if it was a girl. And it's not because it's like, oh, you know, like, bitchiness doesn't belong, or, like, whininess doesn't belong with men. It belongs with, like, I just think a lot of the character traits would shine through better.
Goku Black's very feminine, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he like, pronounces, like, oh, he's so beautiful and feminine. Like, with his fucking pink color as well.
Yeah, pink hair and all that.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like it'd be better as a girl. Other characters that'd be good as girls.
I think, wait, you said Dragon Ball characters.
Yeah,
I was gonna mention, like, Obito, because he's a guy, because of the whole Rin thing. I think if Obito was a girl, and Rin was a dude, and he was hung up on losing this, like, or she was hung up on losing this guy she was attracted to as a child, I think a lot more people would give it more slack than they currently do.
They wouldn't call, like, Obito a pussy. Like,
they wouldn't be like, you fucking weirdo pedophile. Like, you know,
Jesus.
I think people would be a lot more understanding, and that's what I'm trying. Like, I think that it's the reverse case. Like this idea that people are trying to push that Kale and Kefla are hated because they're girls. No, I think they're liked a lot more because they're girls. I think people give them more credit than they deserve.
That's true.
I just provided an example. I think Obito, people would appreciate.
It's true. A lot of people were
this, like, badass, like,
saying that Obito was
genius female villain that's, like, superimposing. I would love that. I think Naruto needed that.
And
he got fucking ugly.
And we just got done watching a video where they talked about how powerful Obito was.
Frieza would have worked as a female just fine.
And sorry, I just don't mean to pause, but we just got done watching a video, and you guys should have seen it by now. We just got done watching a video talking about how powerful Obito was. Now, if Obito was a woman, it would have solved a lot of the problems that people had, where they said that there's, like, the female characters in Naruto don't really do much, with the exception of, well, Kaguya doesn't really count because she showed up, like, at the last second, and so yeah, I don't really count Kaguya. But if you think about it, like, a lot of the female characters in Naruto don't really do much. Tsunade did a little bit during the fight with Orochimaru in part 1, and Sakura and Granny Chiyo, although it was mostly Granny Chiyo during the fight with Sasori. And when you think about it, other than those examples, like, the female characters in Naruto don't really do much. So imagine if Obito was a woman, and you end up with the revelation that Obito was behind a lot of the shit that happened in Naruto. Like, for example, the Nine Tails' attack on the Leaf Village, which caused the suspicion of the Uchiha, which is what kind of drove them to want to commit the coup. And then Itachi seeks out Obito, whom he thought was Madara, and it turns out it was Obito, and then Obito helps massacre the entire Uchiha clan. Think about it, like, it would have gotten rid of all those criticisms where people say that, you know, female characters don't really have a big, in Naruto, don't really have a big impact on the overall story, and not to mention it would have solved the problem of there aren't really a lot of strong female characters, even though I still think that's absolute bullshit, because again, Sakura is actually pretty damn strong. I know a lot of people aren't really big fans of her character, but she is pretty damn powerful. Like, that, there's just no debate when it comes to that. And even in Boruto, hell, Delta's a pretty fucking powerful character. And I think she only just recently in the anime, she's about to fight Naruto, at least as of the recording of this video. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I think that would have solved it. And, you know, a lot of people, of course, with the whole Rin thing, it's just, here's the thing. I would have thought it was stupid whether it was a boy or a girl. Like, it wouldn't have mattered to me. Like, to me, I still think it would have been stupid, even though I didn't get all hung up on it, because a lot of people were really hung up on the fact that Obito was, like, the fact that he does mention Rin a lot, and if you think about it, it does kind of make sense, because, you know, that was sort of the catalyst for Obito to, you know, head down the path that he did, to take the path that he did in life. But I do think that mentioning it a lot is what kind of gave people the idea that he was still obsessed with Rin, even though he again, if you actually listen to him, that's not the case, because again, like, Rin was just the catalyst for him realizing that this world is kind of fucked up that they're living in, a world that causes these circumstances. But anyway, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe you guys think differently.
Actually, a lot of people think Frieza's a female, and Frieza would have worked as a.
I thought Frieza was a woman.
A-okay, no.
Until I got proven that no, Frieza was
fine.
a guy.
Cell's gender doesn't really matter. Like,
yeah, Cell's kind of genderless. I mean, masculine, but
genderless.
Yeah, because
like a fucking insect.
Yeah.
But you know,
another character that could work as a girl even is just like, I'm trying to think. I would say someone like Raditz, because Raditz.
Yeah,
is like,
Raditz is like, I'm your older sister. Come on, let's come home.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I think Toriyama was just going for the whole brawlic Chad thing, but still.
Bardock as a girl. Okay, I know you're probably gonna disagree because Bardock's your avatar.
How dare you?
I think Bardock as a girl would be awesome. Like if Goku's
true, you can
mom
see it right
was
here.
out here tearing people up, like just fucking bodying his army, and like seeing the future and shit. No, that would have been awesome. I would have been super on board with Goku's mom being a fucking savage.
I mean, like, yeah, the main cast, obviously they have to stay boys, but like, just like other characters that can be girls, and just like it wouldn't be a problem. But like, anyways, that's all we really wanted to say. Just kind of critique, the writing of Dragon Ball Super. It's also to prove that I'm not being paid by Toei to make these videos. And anyways, subscribe to Swag's channel, and until next time.
Okay, I think that's, there it is. So that's the video, guys. Let me know, of course, your thoughts in the comment section down below. You guys already know my thoughts on Kid and Khalifa. Like, I can't fucking stand these characters, but you know what, maybe you guys feel differently. Maybe you like the characters, and again, that is absolutely fine. I have absolutely nothing wrong with that. Everyone is free to like whatever they want to like, of course. So just, if you do like the characters, let me know what it is about them that you like, other than the power. Okay, I get a lot of people may like them because they're powerful, but other than the power, what it is about the characters that you like, or if you don't like them, let me know why. What it is about them that you don't like about Kid and Khalifa. And of course, guys, if you want to support the video, please consider leaving a like, share the video, and of course, subscribe if you haven't, especially if you're new. And remember to click on the bell icon, because that will notify you whenever I post a brand new video, including a new reaction. So that is it for this video, and of course, I will hope to see you in the next reaction. Please remember to stay safe and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.